badminton, rock climbing, and weightlifting. Those kinds of sport are the sport that is successful in international competition in country like Indonesia. In the status quo, we invest in all kinds of sports, even though they are not successful in international competition. Such sports like basketball are still get investment, even though they are not successful in international competition. By prioritizing funding for sport that is successful in international competition, meaning that we will put majority of money that we previously put on all kinds of sport only in the sport that is successful in international competition. Our model is first put the majority of the money to the sport that is successful in international competition. Second, in curriculum in like PE classes, we will focus on like that kind of sport. Third, we will make and subsidize school for those kind of sports, so it become more cheaper and accessible. For example, we will make like a badminton school or like a rock climbing school. Fourth, we will open places to do this to do those kind of sport. For example, we will open a badminton hall. Fifth, we will give incentive to people that become successful at the sport. People who win the international competition. For example, smaller tax and social security. Sixth, we will make a state competition for those kind of sport. Okay, so why then it is important to prioritize funding for sport that is successful in international competition? First, it is a safe bet. Sport that is successful in international competition are well known and already have like tons of experience on it. For example, for example, Indonesia badminton are already well known. Not only that, uh, badminton also already have like its own ecosystem. For example, there's already like coaches with tons of experience, like a badminton hall, and there's like already a competition for it, right? So the ecosystem is already there. But what is the problem then? The problem is not all kinds of people can access those kinds of things. Why? Because like for example, like those kind of things will only available for people who live in like big cities. How about people who live on like a village or like places that is far away from the big cities? They cannot access those kind of thing, right? Even though they are talented for it, they cannot access it because of we invest on this kind of sport, meaning that we it will be a safe bet. Why? Because we know with like those kind of limitation, we already become successful on the sport. Imagine what if like we put lots of money to those kind of sport, we will even become more successful. For example, like if we put like more money on like badminton, what will happen is we will constantly winning the Olympic. We will like win like the England Open and all kinds of like international competition for badminton. This is why because we know that this is why because we know that these sports uh, are good. We are already talented in it, meaning that it will be a safe bet. What is the benefit of this? First, maximizing potential. Understand that you become good at a competition or like your country winning for the competition is not solely based uh, on like the privilege that you have, like do you have like places to train yourself or not, but it also depend on like your and talent. For a country like Indonesia, where we are genetically coded to become like a short people, meaning that sports such as like basketball are not really suitable for us, right? Or like we are on like a climate that doesn't have any snow, meaning that for sports like ice skating, it's not good for us, right? Meaning that when we kind of like when we put lots of money into like on like only the sport that is successful in international competition like badminton, we're maximizing potential that we already have at the very first place. And second, there's like less risk of failure. Why? Because we already know we are good at it, we are talented at it, meaning that when we put like those lots of money in it, we know that there will be like less to no risk of failure. Because why? Because we are already good at it, we already win lots of competition at the very first place, right? Comparatively, in the opposite side of the house, they cannot maximizing those potential. Why? Because they will put their money on all over places, meaning that they cannot like put their money on like one places and like focus on it on but what will they do is they will invest in all kind of sport that actually, like for example, like doesn't really suitable for like people for like people of for like Indonesian people, where they will put their resources on like every single kind of sport, meaning that when they already know they are good at one places, they will not like focus on it. This is why they cannot maximizing the potential. And second, there's like higher risk of failure. Understand that they will, because they put all of the money on like all kinds of places, there is no like a guarantee whether or not sports that they invest into will actually be successful or not. Comparatively, in like a government, we already have a guarantee that, oh, we already good in this kind of sport. If we invest on it, meaning that the risk of failure is really zero to none. Okay, this is why by investing in like a sport that is successful in international competition is a safe bet, and why it is very and it is and why it is very good. Second, raising awareness. Winning international competition is a way to raise awareness. People got to know Argentina not from its crazy president or like its crazy economic problem, but from its football. Because we invest on like sports that we are good at, we will aim to win the most in international competition. For example, if we invest in badminton, we will aim to win Olympics every time. We will aim to win England Open, etc. Right? From this, we will get awareness. People will know that, oh, the best badminton athlete come from Indonesia, and this is how people will get to know Indonesia. Mean, what is the benefit when like this kind of awareness happen? Like first, promoting country. When people aware of country, they will look for it in the information in the internet. For countries such as like Argentina or like Indonesia that offer lots of places to visit, this could be a way to promote tourism industry. Comparatively, in opposition side of the house, this kind of promotion could not happen. Why? Because the sport that they are good at, they will be stagnant at it. There will be not they will not like win Olympics on like every time it happens, or like the sport that is the sport that they invest doesn't really guarantee whether or not it will become successful or not. Hence, why this kinds of like people will be aware of it, because we win lots of competition. We will not happen on like opposite side of the house. That is why by investing in sport that is successful in international competition could raising awareness of like country and how it could benefit it to the country. So that is from me. Uh, Thank you.